Have you ever felt like there's some kind of master secret to life? You know, that one single key that could unlock success and happiness and just make everything better? Well, according to Joseph Murphy's amazing work, that key isn't something you have to search for. It's actually already inside you. So let's dive in and figure out how we can tap into this incredible power that's just waiting. I mean, it's a question we've all asked ourselves, right? You look around and one person just seems to be sailing through life, while someone else is constantly hitting roadblocks. Well, what if I told you the answer has nothing to do with luck, or your job, or even where you came from? Nope. The answer is much, much closer to home. And this brings us right to what Joseph Murphy calls the master secret of the ages. It's a really simple but totally profound idea that is the foundation for everything we're about to talk about. Here it is. You don't just have one mind. You actually have two. There's your conscious mind, the one you're using to reason and think all day long, and then there's your subconscious mind. Getting these two to work together, well, that's the first real step to changing absolutely everything in your life. So, what's the actual difference between these two minds? How do they operate? To make this super clear, the book gives us a perfect analogy that just makes it all click. Let's break it down. I want you to imagine your conscious mind is the captain of a giant ship. The captain's up there on the bridge making all the choices, looking at the maps, and giving the orders. Now, your subconscious mind, that's the entire engine room. It never questions the captain, it just takes the orders and powers the ship, steering you exactly where the captain told it to go, no matter what. And here's a real-world example of this internal battle. The incredible opera singer Enrico Caruso had terrible stage fright. He described it as his conscious mind, his fearful little me, trying to sabotage the massive talent that was deep inside his subconscious, his big me. So you know what he did? He learned to be the captain. He would literally talk to his fear and command it, saying, "Get out of the way, little me. The big me is going to sing now." He learned how to command his own Okay, so if we've got the captain and the engine room, there has to be a rule that connects them, right? And there is. It all comes down to one single, unbreakable law. And this is it, the law of belief. You have to really get this part because it is everything. Your subconscious mind doesn't reason or argue with you. It just accepts your strongest, most emotionally charged beliefs as direct commands. Think of it like electricity. It doesn't care if you're plugging in a lamp to read or something far more dangerous. It just provides the power, no questions asked. This really says it all. Your inner world, the thoughts and feelings that you let run on repeat, is literally the blueprint for your outer world. The kind of life you have, your relationships, your health, it's all just a direct reflection of what you've been feeding your subconscious mind. But, and this is a huge but, here's the major warning. This law is completely impersonal. Your subconscious is like perfectly fertile soil. You plant a rose seed, it'll grow a beautiful rose. But if you plant a seed for a poisonous weed, well, it'll grow that with just as much dedication. It doesn't judge, it just grows whatever you plant. And to show you just how literally the subconscious takes these orders, the book shares this really intense story. There was a father whose daughter was very sick, and he would desperately repeat over and over, "I would give my right arm to see my daughter cured." He said it with so much feeling. The result was just shocking. He got into a car accident, and his right arm was torn off at the shoulder. Soon after, his daughter's illness took a miraculous turn for the better. His subconscious took his emotional demand as a literal order. It's a harsh reminder that we have to be so careful about our habitual emotional thought. Okay, so we've seen the incredible power of this law, and yeah, its potential dangers too, which leads to the most important question of all. How do we consciously use this thing for good? Let's get practical. The first technique is all about visualization, but the real key here isn't just about seeing a picture in your head. It's about feeling the reality of it right now. You have to actually feel the joy, the relief, the deep satisfaction of already having what you want. That feeling, that's the command. Here's a quick little story that shows this perfectly. A university student saw this beautiful bag she really, really wanted. Her first thought was, "Oh, I can't afford that." But then she stopped herself. Instead, she just stood there, imagined the bag was already hers, and felt the genuine joy of owning it. That same night, her fiancé showed up and gave her that exact bag as a gift. Her subconscious found a way. All right, the second technique is something you can do every single night. It's called the Baldwin technique. See, those few minutes right before you fall asleep are a golden opportunity. In that drowsy, super relaxed state, your conscious mind, the captain, has kind of gone off duty, and your subconscious is wide open to suggestion. The book tells this incredible true story of a man with a severe lung disease. Every single night, as he was drifting off to sleep, he would calmly and quietly affirm to himself that his lungs were becoming perfect, whole, and healthy. And within a month, his x-rays showed remarkable healing. He literally gave his subconscious a perfect blueprint for health, and it got to work while he slept. So as we start to bring this all together, it's so important to shift how we think about this power. It's not some weird, mystical force that's separate from us. Murphy has a truly beautiful way of describing what it really is. He calls it a treasure house that's already inside of you. Just let that sink in for a second. Inside you, right now, is this goldmine of infinite intelligence, unbelievable power, and all the wisdom you'll ever need. The answer to every single problem is already in there, just waiting for you to ask the right way. And that really brings us to a crucial choice. Are you going to be like a magnetized piece of steel, full of faith and confidence, attracting success simply because you know you're born to win? Or are you going to be like a demagnetized piece of steel, full of fears and doubts, unable to attract anything good? That choice, it happens entirely in your own mind. In the end, it really all boils down to this one powerful idea. Your destiny isn't written in the stars. It's not about luck. It is molded and created by your day-to-day habitual way of thinking. As the old saying goes, as a man thinketh in his subconscious mind, so is he. So I'll leave you with one final and really the most important question. You have this incredible treasure house inside of you, this creative power that responds to every single thought and belief you hold. The only question left is, what are you going to create with it?